this now, I'm gonna leave.
Thank you all so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I want to say thank you, Tiffany Shirley and the whole team at Lancaster Pride for organizing this incredible day and evening. And to the Lancaster Library for all your support. Thank you for your heart, your bravery, and your hilarity, and your incredible Liza. What? I cried! And thank you everybody here in this room tonight for coming out and supporting this amazing event. It means so much to me to be here tonight standing in front of you as an out and proud gay man, born and raised right here in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. Since coming out publicly in 2009, I've performed and spoken at many queer events, but being here tonight means far more to me than any of them. I love Lancaster County deeper than any other place in the world. Dorothy was right, there is no place like home. Growing up here was a gift. I was raised by an incredible family, all of whom still live and work here. I have beautiful memories with childhood friends, some of whom are here with me tonight. And my life's passion and entire career stemmed directly from the incredible experiences I had being a part of theater, both in school at Conestoga Valley, and also, yes, all right, see me? And also locally at the Fulton Theater and Ephrata Performing Arts Center. Amidst all of that love and support I had growing up here, I can't point to the exact moment where I was taught that being gay was wrong. I don't have a memory of my parents ever telling me outright that it was wrong. No one ever sat me down or stepped in front of a classroom at school when I was a kid and told me that it was wrong. Mostly I learned that being gay was wrong in a subliminal way. Intentional and unintentional homophobia was a big part of the culture in the 80s and 90s, both nationally and locally right here in PA. When I was a kid playing pretend in the living room, news of the national AIDS crisis was playing in the background on TV. Ideas were subconsciously placed in my head that being gay and the fear of death went hand in hand. My family and I went to church every Sunday, and I have vague memories of hearing that being gay was something to be prayed away. As a kid, the stuff I was hearing on the news about AIDS and the things I was being told in church didn't scare me as much as the fact that being gay would simply make me stick out as weird and different amongst my friends. As a 12-year-old in middle school, being sick from AIDS or God sending me to hell didn't feel like as much of a death sentence as sitting alone at lunch. I felt that I was gay for as long as I could remember, but by the time I hit puberty, I knew it for sure, and I was desperate to figure out ways to make it go away. I tried mental brain tricks that would switch over my attraction from men to women. For example, I would look at a man and find myself being attracted, and so when that feeling would rise, I would then close my eyes and start thinking of women as an attempt to rewire and reprogram myself. It didn't work. In middle school, I had a bunch of great female friends, and I would try to convince myself that if I could be close to a girl as a friend, surely at some point the physical connection would follow. It never did. The story that most illuminates my headspace at the time takes place when I was around 13 years old, and my family and I were at the Jersey Shore during summer vacation. Yeah, Jersey Shore! We went to Cape May for a day trip. We had just eaten lunch, and we were casually strolling the streets of Cape May when I spotted a bookstore. As a kid, I loved going into bookstores and looking at books for hours. My family said that I could go in and they would wait for me across the street. I ran up to the bookstore, and as I put my hand on the doorknob, I noticed that there was a rainbow flag sticker stuck right above where my hand was. I ripped my hand off the doorknob and rubbed it on my shirt and ran back across the street to meet my family. I told them I changed my mind. I didn't want to go in that store anymore. External messaging had worked on me. I somehow correctly knew that the rainbow flag meant gay pride, and subliminal homophobia had also worked its way into my little brain, thinking I could catch gayness from touching a doorknob. In retrospect, I'm surprised I didn't seek out straight establishments and start grabbing their doorknobs to try and turn myself straight. As much as my self-denial and self-hatred was a product of the world and the community I was living in, when I was 14, I became exposed to a side of our local community that started to shift everything for me. It was the fall of 1999. All right, 99. And through my growing passion for theater and the encouragement of my middle school drama teacher, Sue Fisher, who is here tonight, I auditioned for Peter Pan at the Fulton Opera House. My mom drove me into downtown Lancaster, just a few blocks from where we are now, to audition at the Fulton. I had never auditioned for anything outside of school at this point, and as my mom and I rode the elevator to the 4th floor of the building where the auditions took place, I got so nervous my lips turned blue. When it was my turn to audition, my mom waited for me in the hallway as I went inside the dark rehearsal room to sing the song I had prepared. This was the first time I ever auditioned for a musical in my life. And for some reason, I made the bold choice to go against type and sing If I Were a Rich Man from Fiddler on the Roof. I was so nervous, I was shaking, but once I got through the first diddle-deedle-diddle-digga-digga-deedle-diddle-dum, I started to loosen up and dance around and really feel myself. I finished the song and heard this loud, incredibly specific cackle from behind the table where the creative team was sitting. This was a laugh I would get to know very well over the coming years. It belonged to one of the first important mentors of my life, the director of that production of Peter Pan, Ed Fernandez. Ed is such an important figure in my life for many reasons. He cast me as Curly the Lost Boy in that production of Peter Pan, and continued to help me grow as an actor by giving me great roles in shows that he directed. He also expanded my theater knowledge with his brilliant programming as the artistic director of EPAC. Yeah. The first Sondheim show I ever saw live was his production of A Little Night Music, and I will never forget it. But in addition to being a brilliant artist, Ed was the first out gay man I ever had a personal and professional relationship with. I was still so closeted and scared of being gay, I never dared to ask him specific questions about his personal life, and was certainly not ready to share anything with him about what was going on inside of me. We never had any talks or heart-to-hearts about being gay. He was simply out of the closet and living his life. Working on shows together, we got to be pals, and I related to him just like all of the other male teachers I'd known in my life, but with the specific distinction of him being out. Knowing him started the process of untangling all of the homophobia that had gotten programmed into my young brain. During the process of Peter Pan, I met another powerful mentor in my life, David Big Daddy Fry. Yeah, Big Daddy! Big Daddy was playing Smee. In the story of Peter Pan, all the Lost Boys gather around Wendy as she tells them stories. On stage, we would sit at the feet of Wendy, but off stage, in the green room, we would all sit in a circle around Big Daddy as he would tell stories and jokes and send us into hysterics. Am I right, Stephanie Jo Wise? Yeah. Big Daddy and I bonded over our love of I Love Lucy. He taught me how to play canasta, and at the closing of Peter Pan, he gave me a list of must-see movies, including The Poseidon Adventure and every film starring Bette Midler. Here was another incredible man who was teaching me about gay culture without ever pressing me to declare who or what I was. By simply just being himself, Big Daddy was changing my life. At this time, the late, great Michael Mitchell was just starting his tenure at the Fulton. Yes. And for the coming years, he would put me in the ensemble or on the stage crew of his shows so that I could watch and learn from the professional artists that came in from New York. When Michael would leave Lancaster to take trips to London to go see theater, I would house sit for him. As I explored all the books on his shelf, I remember also seeing pictures of him posing with past boyfriends, mind and in my heart. The simple act of witnessing these mentors and friends be who they are in the day-to-day moments of life added up over time and ultimately helped free me to be the person I am today. By showing up for Drag Queen Story Hour this afternoon, and by coming to events like this one tonight, every single one of you is a part of that life-altering work. Speaking your truth matters. Being an ally matters. It literally saves lives. Today and tonight, we are showing everyone in our community, young and old, that being different, being creative, and being a part of the LGBTQIA2S+ community is something to be lifted up and honored and celebrated. But the work doesn't stop here tonight. Important activism happens in those small day-to-day moments. Words and actions affect us in profound ways, no matter how big or small. The interactions that I saw as a young child taught me that being gay was wrong. And I am forever grateful to the actions and words that I witnessed in the theater community right here in Lancaster that helped put me on the path to feel that it was okay for me to be who I am. Thank you, Lancaster, for planting the seeds for me, not just as an artist, but more importantly for who I have become as a person. And thank you so much again to every single person who is here tonight. It means so much to me, to this community, and most importantly, to the younger generation who is looking to all of us in this room to set an example and show them that at the end of the day, love always wins. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'd now like to invite Miss Amy to the stage. Will you come and join me? Get up here, Miss Amy.